All right, everybody, this is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's get started. And good morning, everybody. It's Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas, the podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show today. It is finally Friday. I have like an explosion thing, right? An explosion thing in the background that says, "Hey, thank you for for being here on Friday," and thank you all for being here. I'm just still discombobulated because we had one of those nights last night. Oh yeah. We actually had a very, really fun evening with a lot of friends yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. About the happy hour, because we actually did have that yesterday, which was very fun. But the weekend is going to be fun packed. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on this weekend, and I'm going to tell you all about that. But let's start talking about what's going on with Livin in Vegas magazine. Thank you all for being so excited about it. We actually had a great crew of folks out last night that got to hear a lot about the magazine. Gilda was out, got to see Nap Sugar. She was out there. My wife, Linda, we were out last night talking to a great crew of folks over at Tenaya Creek. And we talked about the magazine a little bit, so very excited about that. It's for some of you, I guess some people don't even know where the magazine's at, but we're actually over on. You can actually get a digital copy of the magazine at our website at livininvegas.com. That's at livin. Oh, I didn't put my name up here, did I? It's too funny. So you just go to our website. Go to livininvegas.com. That's livininvegas.com. And you can actually download the digital copy of our magazine, Livin in Vegas. So we're very excited about that. And if you do not have, if you can't get there, and you just say, "Hey, Sherm, I want to get the Livin in Vegas in my inbox." Okay, this is really easy. Send me your email address. Just send me your email address, and then send that to info. Let's get rid of the email URL. There we go. Info at livininvegas.com. And we'll get that into your inbox because we send out a daily news, Livin in Vegas news update. So we send that out every single day. And you can get that in your, and there's a link to it. You can actually download the magazine right then and there. So it's very, very cool. So very excited about what's going on. So let's tell you what happened yesterday. So yesterday we had, let's see, where's my name at on here? It's got to be my name. I know. Yeah, it should be right there someplace. We'll find it. Somehow or another, I lost my name on here someplace. So some of you don't know who I am. I'm Sherman Ray. So, for some reason, I was screwing around with this thing yesterday, and I think I erased my name, but it's all right. It's no big deal. So yesterday, we had the happy hour over at Tenaya Creek, and I wish I had some pictures to show you. I don't. I know. I'm thinking, Sherman, why didn't you do it? But I've got a bunch of them on my phone, and we've actually, we had people took tons of pictures. I mean, tons of pictures. We probably had 40, 50 people there last night, which is really, just had a great time. Seriously, had a fantastic time. I know this is probably, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. So I will show you on my phone. I don't know if you can even see this. Can you see this? Can you see that on my phone? No? Can you see it? Yeah. Ton of people there. There's tons of people there. We'll actually post some of the pictures on our Facebook page here, and I might do it during the show, but we'll post some of the pictures of the event on our Facebook page. We'll definitely put it on our website, and you can actually check out all of the cool stuff that's going on with Livin in Vegas. We had a great time. I know personally I had a fantastic time. A lot of friends, a lot of people I didn't know. Literally, I would say A good 80% of the people I had no idea who they were. First time I met them, and which was really cool because normally what happens is you do events and you normally know a lot of people that are at the event. This case, I did know a lot of the people that were at the event, and that was cool. I mean, I was cool with that. If you're cool with that, I'm cool with that. Um, and we had a lot of new faces, a lot of people I had not seen in years. Cozy Stone, so good to see you, Cozy. It was very cool to see you. And she's a comedian, and Cozy, I didn't even know you were a comedian. I didn't. My wife was telling me that she sees your stuff all the time, and I've got to reconnect with her, which is great. Um, Sharon Phoenix was there, and so many other people there. Lucky Lori was there, and she's a realtor friend of mine. Um, and some new friends. I got to meet Tony Allums, or Tommy Allums, mortgage guy, which is very cool. And we got to talk about the magazine, and everybody really wanted to hear about the magazine more and more and more, which is cool. So I was very excited about that. Um, I'm kind of disappointed here that I don't have my name up there because people know what my name is. Um, how did I erase my own name on this thing? Hmm, interesting. Okay, well, we'll fix that. We will fix that. Um, well, let's get started. Let's talk about some stuff. Oh, our happy hour. The next happy hour is going to be downtown. Well, if you would like to know when our next happy hour is, folks, you're really going to have to get. And we'll make announcements on it all the time. But it's called Neon Brewing Company, and so that's going to be in about 2 weeks. And so you'll definitely want to get on that. You'll want to sign up on Eventbrite. We're going to put that up today, the new flyer for that, and so you'll want to sign up for that. And I really encourage you folks, if you sign up for the event, because we had a lot of people who signed up, and of course a lot of people who signed up didn't show, but even if they would have shown up, it would have been packed. I mean, we had a lot of people at this event, and the room was pretty full. It was pretty getting crunchy and we could have definitely overflown into the main area of Tenaya Creek. I want to thank the people over at Tenaya Creek. Thank Beers with Friends for with Audrey and Dave Shapiro, and we got to meet some cool folks that were a part of that. They got me a present that I don't have with me. Oh shoot! I wish I would have brought it in here. I didn't bring it in here, but they were just fantastic. So we had a great time. We just had a great time, and got a lot of people who want to be a part of the show now. Who not only want to be a part of the show, but actually want to be a part of the magazine. And so we're going to be looking up those folks, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited about it. And what else can you do? You just say thank you. What is going on here, folks? Sorry, I'm just discombobulated here. It is Black History Month, so let's move on. Let's move on. So it's Black History Month, and there is a local nonprofit that is shedding light on the importance of minority-owned businesses and a call to help more entrepreneurs overcome barriers to achieve the American dream and financial independence. So this group is called Nevada Grow, and Nevada Grow has helped numerous entrepreneurs launching small businesses, everything from education, securing loans, and getting business licenses, which is very, very cool. And so there's actually several organizations that are there's several organizations in town. Matter of fact, the Urban Chamber, I believe, just got they just got the keys to the building that they've been in for a number of years now, and I believe the city. Don't quote me on this. The city said, "Hey, you guys have been doing a great job in the location that you're at," and so they're going to, give them the keys to the building. So they did. So they actually signed over the keys to the building for them, which is fantastic. So they have that. They have the Black Business Chamber of Commerce, which also works in that area. That's a group that, and I unashamedly, folks, it's an unashamed plug for them. That's an organization I founded. a couple of years ago, and so they do some great things over there also. So you can get a hold of all of those. It's just there's a lot of people who are out in the community working with the Black business community to do some cool things, and especially during we highlight this during Black History Month. So very excited about what they're doing, folks, in there. Um, let's talk. There's a very cool story that just came up, and we've got to talk about that right now. So there was an outpouring of support from for a North Las Vegas officer who took in 5 kids impacted by a murder. And I don't know if you saw this story. This was a pretty big story, folks, where this officer was overwhelmed by there's a group of children, 5 kids, that were impacted by the murder of their parents. And, instead of just standing around and saying, hey, you know what I'm going to do is poor kids that, they're having some issues. What he decided to do, he decided to actually reach out to them and to adopt them as his kids. And this is a big story. I mean, it's not often that you see people who do this. And so, when people heard about this, now the officer's name is Nicholas Quintana. He said many community members have reached out to offer assistance after hearing about his recent addition to his family. Now this is cool. Not once again, this does not happen all the time, but when it does, you want to talk about it. He said Nevada Coin Mart on Flamingo and Jones reached out to him and said, hey, you know what, we want to help you out a little bit, which is great. And so we want to make sure that we say something about them also. Because you know what, they didn't have to do this. These people did not have to reach out to this guy. It could have been just another story that just kind of, went below the radar. And but we really want to make sure that everybody knows that we appreciate what people are doing for other people in the valley. So this is it's a big story. So thank you, officer, for what you've done for these kids because their parents are gone. And that's what. And so what we'll do is we'll leave a link to this story, especially this story right here, because if you want to give items of clothing, money for this, because this guy's going to need some help. I mean, it's when your house goes from here to here overnight, it's a big thing, and you definitely want to. You want to do some things to help a guy out, right? All right, over at the Las Vegas ballpark, folks are getting a makeover, and this is big. And there's a related story we're going to talk about here a little bit too, because I got some good news. This is very cool. The Las Vegas ballpark is returning to its roots, baseball, after hosting a winter wonderland with Enchant. Plus the Pro Bowl. Remember they did the Pro Bowl just recently. And the Skills Showdown, the baseball field is getting a makeover to prepare for the upcoming minor league season. Yep, baseball is back, folks. I'm going out this year. We gave away tickets last year as when I was part of another organization, when I was part of the chamber, and we gave away a bunch of tickets for that. And this year we're going out to the game. So I know, yes, I'm buying my own tickets, folks. I'm buying my own tickets. I'm not taking free tickets to this, even though if you want to give them season tickets, I'll take them. But we're going out to the game. I love baseball. I love going to baseball more than I like watching on TV. If you're like me, baseball on TV just kind of, it's not as fun as watching football. So we're definitely going out to the games this year. So they brought in over at the ballpark, which is up there, Charleston and Pavilion Center area. So it's way up on the west side of town in Summerlin. They transformed this ballpark, which is a fantastic facility if you've ever been out there. And they've changed it into something totally different for a few events, and now they're going back to get ready for baseball season. They're bringing in thousands of pounds of sod, in the next couple of days. Boy, that'd be cool to go out there and check that out. Watch them do that. If you've ever watched them roll out sod, they don't just in your home they might take little 6 foot by 3 foot squares, right? But when they do big places, they have a big roll of sod. I mean, it's a big roll of sod, and they'll put it on a tractor and go and roll it out, and it looks like a big rolling pin. And it just rolls out. It's very, very cool. Or what they're doing over at the Raider Stadium over at Legion, they grow it on a big flat plane, and it's a big 100-yard flat plane, and they just kind of roll it in on game day. So it's very cool. So you definitely want to check that out. It's some very, very cool things. Also, so yesterday we did a story on the A's. Okay, we don't have an update on this yet, and we want to be very careful about how we're saying this. But I had a conversation yesterday with a friend who is in the know on things like this. And sorry, my phone's ringing and it's going to start buzzing. And so we were talking about the way the valley's changing, this, that, and the other thing. And we were talking about baseball. Okay. Perk your ears up, folks. I said, yeah, I did a story on the A's, and we're waiting to find out if the A's are going to come here. She goes, it's done. I go, well, they're having the meeting. They still haven't voted on it. She goes, it's done. I go, well, right now they're still in negotiations. She goes, I know somebody who's very close to the sweet spot on this. It's done. So, folks, we cannot corroborate this yet. But what we can say is that all indications are that Las Vegas is going to have its own Major League Baseball team, and it might happen really, very soon. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying I'm hearing from very reliable sources that we're going to get a baseball team. And if you're like me and you've been watching this valley explode over the last few years, this is crazy. Simply crazy. So I'm very excited about that. I thought you'd want to know that. I just thought you'd want to know that. This was a story we were going to do yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. Our friends over at DW Bistro. So this is these are the two owners of DW Bistro, and I've been at this place several times. Okay, several times. So Dalton Wilson and his partner. What is his partner's name? Gosh, what is his name? I did this story yesterday. I wish I knew. So DW Bistro, if you've not been there yet, is over there it's in the Gramercy area. And what they're doing, they said they went back to basics just before the pandemic, stuck with founding chef Dalton Wilson's returned to the restaurant after a few years in Southern California's Jamaican jerk chicken wings, green chili mac and cheese, yummy, salmon veggie bowl, and many other things. They say they're going back to the roots on this stuff. Now, if you've been there before, folks, it is very tough to get in the place because it is just it's a crowd favorite. It's a locals favorite. We really appreciate these guys, what they've done over the last number of years. And matter of fact, I met with a friend of mine. His name is Denny, and we had not seen each other in years. I mean, literally years. And we got to reconnect at this place right here. So it holds that special place in my heart. Because it's where me and a friend of mine got to reconnect. So DW Bistro returning to its roots. Very excited about it. So Dalton Wilson and owner Bryce Krausman. So very cool. So DW. So Dalton actually is the chef here, and they just do a fantastic job. They really, really do. So very excited about it. In other news, folks, this is going to be pretty pretty cool stuff here. In other news. In other news. In other news, folks, our neighbors, and this does relate to Las Vegas, so I just want to let you know. Our neighbors to the west, California, on Tuesday announced the first shift by their state to the endemic approach to the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, that emphasizes prevention and quick reactions to outbreaks over mandates. This is big. A milestone nearly 2 years in the making that harkens to a return to a more normal existence. Now, if you remember this, folks, Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, has been, Gavin Newsom has been chided for being, who he is. And they had a recall and everything else on his state because of all the stuff that's been going on. Especially, and I think a lot of it really stemmed from, it seemed like there was a two-tiered reality in life where people who had a lot of money were out doing all kinds of crazy stuff with no masks on. And they were telling the kids, hey, kids, you've got to have masks on. People, you have to have masks on. Well, just about 2 weeks ago, California said, hey, things are at a place where we can take off our masks, so we remove the mask mandates. Our Governor Steve Sisolak, followed suit just a day later, literally like a day later, and said, hey, Nevada's the same way, okay? And our mask mandates were dropped, which means you don't have to go and you don't have to have masks in public places anymore. Now, even in schools, and the Clark County School District did the same thing. They said, hey, we're not going to require kids to wear masks in school. Well, as California goes, so does Nevada. And so now California is saying, hey, we are in the endemic phase of coronavirus, which means we're really going to not treat this as though it is some kind of pandemic, which means we've got to mask up all the time. We've got to make sure people are socially distanced all the time. We're past that phase. So what does that mean for Nevada? That probably means Governor Steve Sisolak will probably follow suit. I believe that's what people are going to say, that he's going to follow suit, and Nevada is probably going to go into the endemic phase of the coronavirus pandemic, which means you're probably going to see even a lessening of the restrictions that you see right now, which is very cool. At the event we had last night, there was only 2 people with their masks on. Yeah, 2 people with their masks on, and one was because a guy promised his wife that he would do it. It's not that she feared that that anybody in our crowd had COVID, but it was that they have family members who are coming in from out of town, and they didn't want to run the risk. So he promised that he would wear his mask, and he basically said, hey, look, I don't think I need to wear this mask either, because it was kind of hard to understand him, to tell you the truth. It was very hard to hear him, which was tough, but so that's what we think is going to happen here, folks. Our friends over at UNLV, before we run out of time, UNLV, folks, they're giving away season tickets, free tuition at Rebels games. What? Are you kidding me? I'm going. I love the Rebels. I love these guys, man. Come on. When the Running Rebels host Colorado State on Saturday, fans will have a chance to win one of several prizes. What? I'm going. This is awesome. I love these guys. This is Saturday, Case. Okay. One UNLV student at the game will win free tuition for an entire semester. Are you kidding me? Oh, gosh. Season tickets to Rebels sports games will also be given away. This is Saturday. This is tomorrow. The prizes will be fired from a t-shirt cannon, so I'm going to tell you where to sit in this, so you're going to get this. The prize will be fired from a t-shirt cannon along with a Runnin' Rebels shirt. The first 400 kids, 12 and under, inside the arena will receive a free t-shirt honoring former Rebel, running Rebel Robert Smith, because we were talking about this earlier in the year, whose jersey was retired, whose jersey will be retired at halftime. Before the game, the first 500 students at the tailgate outside Thomas and Mack will get free Taco Bell. What student would not like that? The event is open to the public, featured DJ. And guess what? Saturday is going to mark the first time people can go to the games without having to show their vaccine status. So, folks, I'm going to put this up again. I love UNLV. UNLV, UNLV, UNLV. Rebels. Giving away cool stuff. The new athletic director. I know, I'm so excited about this. The new athletic director for UNLV is on fire. He is on fire. So, free tuition. Very cool stuff that this guy's doing. Eric, you're all over this, buddy. You are all over this. You know how to get people excited. So we're going to we'll blast this all day long. We're going to blast this all day long to tell people about the giveaways and all the stuff that's cool. That's cool. We're going to post this on our Facebook. We'll blast it all over the place, okay? Because we love UNLV. We are all about Vegas, folks. We're about the people, the places, the trends, the events that make. That's why you live here. That's why you're living in Vegas, is because of things like this. So, very cool. Anything else for that? Oh, weddings. Oh, gosh, this is big, too. I don't know why I didn't get this. So, Las Vegas. This might be the weekend, folks. In the next couple of days, we are going to probably welcome our 5 millionth wedding license, and they're going to do it at the Las Vegas Sun. Okay, this is going to be big. So, Las Vegas is the wedding capital of the world. So, the county is anticipating that this weekend they're going to issue their 5 millionth wedding license. Okay, this is big. Okay, no other state in the union can boast this, can brag about them having so many weddings in their locale. So it's going to happen that same day. Clark County Commissioner and County Clerk Lynn Goya. So this was Thursday. They met at the sign and they lit up the bulbs red, pink, and white ahead of the milestone. So the Las Vegas sign is lit up right now. We're already anticipating that's going to happen. So there were some pivotal days that happened that people want to get married. So February 2nd, which was my anniversary, but my wife and I celebrated our 31st wedding. Okay, I know. We look so young, right? So young. Our 31st anniversary, 220, so February 20th. The 22nd is another date that they're expecting people to really get into getting married. So this weekend, it's probably going to happen, okay? And when it does, we're going to bring that story to you. We will. We'll bring that story to you, and you will love it. Who else? Oh, and the VGK is going to be playing. I think they're playing tonight. Are they tonight? Because we got to get off of that losing streak. Because we lost to the Avalanche 2-0 a couple of days ago, and we got to get back on our winning ways. So we've got to get back there. We really do. Anyways, we're done. We're done, folks. I want to thank everybody who was a part of our happy hour that happened on just happened yesterday over at the Tenaya Creek. And once again, we're going to do another one in about 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we're going to have another happy hour for business owners and for people who just want to hang out. Just want to hang out and be a part of the thing. It was so fun. We'll be posting pictures on our Facebook page, on our website at livininvegas.com, and you can check that all out. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that, especially Beers with Friends and Audrey May and Dave Shapiro and all this stuff. So we will see you again Monday, 8:30 to 9 for Livin in Vegas, the podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that keep you living in Vegas. This has been Sherman Ray. We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Bye-bye.